swapping my 88 Jeep Comanche's engine out for a 5.3 from a 2002 Chevy Silverado truck engine. I've decided that because of simplicity, we'll go ahead and use the GM 4L60E trans from a 2001. Now normally this would be a problem because after 1997, Chevy switched their front output on their transfer cases to a slip joint. So what I did was find a 1996 transfer case. This is a 241C. I chose this one from the 1996 because it has manually selected four-wheel drive, a slip yoke that I can convert to a regular yoke if I choose to. It also has a front yoke on it instead of the slip yoke. Which kind of brings us to our next issue, because the bottom of this transfer case is meant to be at a certain angle so that the front drive shaft lines up with the front axle, or in Chevy's case, the individual front suspension differential. But because of the way that it mounts up to the transmission, it hangs down below my cross member and where I would want my belly pan to be by about 2 inches. So that's where a clocking ring comes in. I bought this on eBay for around 50 or 60 bucks. It showed up in a few days. Came with these bolts to mount the ring to the transfer case so that this will be nice and flush. It also came with studs that screw in to the clocking ring so that you can mount the entire assembly to the transmission. Unfortunately, I think they miscalculated the thread pitch on these, because although they are the right size, they screw in a couple turns and then they just stop. That might be because of the way that they were machined, or it could be a different pitch altogether. But when you line it up to the studs that came out, you can definitely see that they don't really fit that well. So I went to Ace Hardware and I found the right bolts. All I did was take the stud that came out, took it to Ace Hardware, and made sure that I had the right thread pitch. So now you want to make sure that you get all of this gasket material off so that when you put a new gasket on, it doesn't leak. Now some transfer cases don't transfer oil between transmission and transfer case, but just in case, I'm going to use a gasket before and after this clocking ring. One thing you'll notice about these 6-bolt style Chevy transfer cases is the top 4 bolts will line up sometimes, but the lower 2 won't. It's because these bolts aren't spaced out exactly the same distance from each other. So you will want to take your gasket and your clocking ring and spin them until they all line up like that. Most likely your clocking ring is only going to fit on one way. You see I have it set up here and this bolt doesn't line up, so I'll turn it some more. If you buy a clocking ring and they have not supplied Loctite, it's a great idea to get some blue and put it on all the threads. And that's about the right amount of Loctite to put on it. When you buy a clocking ring from a company, you're going to want to know whether this output shaft is on the driver or passenger side. You're also going to want to know whether you want the output shaft for the front needs to go up or needs to go down. Now this ring is specific, but there are some that allow you to clock this output shaft up or down, and enable to only put this ring on once. All you got to do is think about, when you look at this input shaft, pretend you're looking toward the back of the truck. If you want this to clock down, the ring needs to move counterclockwise. If you want this to move clockwise, you move the ring counterclockwise. Now I'm going to leave these fasteners a little snug but not tight, because I still need to take this transfer case apart later, because I may be changing this shaft out or modifying it. And I also kind of want to take a look inside this case, since it was used, and make sure that everything is damaged inside there. So going in a clockwise direction, because I need my transfer case to move counterclockwise in relation to the truck, I'm going to put these studs in on these first hole to start out with, because each one of these holes is supposed to move this transfer case counterclockwise 10 degrees, because I want to see what 10 degrees is going to do for clearance on my truck. Now, I recommend getting some help to put your transfer case back on, or using a transmission jack, because it can be very, very heavy. I just happen to be a very large person. Now I can tell that I'm probably gonna have to clearance out the bottom of the floorboard if I want this to work, but I can tell already that bottom of this transfer case right here is gonna clear with about 1 inch or 3/4, hopefully. My drive shaft is still gonna clear everything up here. I just need to clearance this out with a hammer just a little bit. I probably should have did this before I put that seat in, but here goes. If you need any body work done, let me know. Let's try this again. Yeah. Right here. Dumping all this nasty dirt on me. It's getting there. That's about where I need it. I can see I'm gonna hit it right here. Right about there. Oh, look at that. Nice and flush right here. My belly pan will be about right here. Oh yeah. This right here is the bottom of my rear forelink mount. This right here is the bottom of my cross member. This right here is my transfer case. You can see, or you probably actually can't see, and that's the point. You can't see the transfer case. And the belly pan is going to go from this front cross member all the way to this rear link mount, getting rid of the need to make a bulge in my belly pan for this transfer case. I think I may clearance this a little bit more. I might clearance out a little bit up on top of here with a little hammer action, which all this damage right here from the hammer is underneath the seat. I don't really care about it. I got a lot of good clearance on top. Man, that's really great. When I put my belly pan on there, it's going to be nice and flat from the front to the back. You can still kind of see the transfer case right here, but you have to think that there's going to be a belly pan that goes from about 2 inches, 2.5 inches at the cross member up to flush with the frame back here. So that's going to work great for me. Okay, well, tune in next time on Black and Blue Garage and we'll work on something else pretty neat. Who welded this?